Congratulations to the Toronto Raptors and Kawhi Leonard for advancing to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. The first time in franchise history, man. It's a big feat, a big accomplishment for an expansion team. The Toronto Raptors were an expansion team created, I think, in the mid-90s. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was an expansion team created in Canada, another country outside of the U.S. that wasn't particularly attracted to basketball. Canada was really known for hockey. Hockey was huge in Canada. Before Vince Carter, aka Vince Sanity, VC, arrived in Toronto, hockey was ruling all. Nobody was really interested in basketball. I mean, they had the Vancouver Grizzlies, but their franchise wasn't the most prominent thing. But when they got Vince Carter, Vince became a household name in the league, and his high-flying and leaping ability had people tuned in Toronto. Hell, I thought Vince Carter was going to lead them to a championship, or at least to the NBA Finals at some point in his career with the Toronto Raptors. I thought Vince was that dynamic. As I mentioned, my late brother was a huge fan of of Vince Carter, and I was too, because Vince took the lead by storm after that 99 dunk contest. But anyway, man, Kawhi Leonard, we got to give it up to Kawhi, man. 27 points, 17 rebounds, 7 assists. That's phenomenal. Kawhi has been nothing short of amazing during this whole playoff run for the Toronto Raptors. He has been the difference maker for this team. He's had some great help as well, but, man, it was at one point in the third quarter, y'all, Toronto was down 15 points. And I said to myself, Toronto going to lose this game. And if it goes back to Milwaukee at their house, even though Giannis was playing shaky the whole series, if it goes back to Milwaukee, Giannis can redeem himself, because I think Giannis is going to be the MVP of this regular season. Giannis can redeem himself and come up big and, go to the finals, which is tremendous for a franchise like Milwaukee. You know what I mean? So I thought, if they go back to the crib, I'm thinking Milwaukee going to close that out. So they was down 15 points, man, and Kawhi leads the Raptors on a 10-0 run, a run in which he had 8 points, what he assisted on one basket, and then had 5 rebounds. That's big time. That's big time. That's Not today. Not today. I remember I heard Jeff Teague tell LeBron James when he was playing with the Atlanta Hawks, and Cleveland kept sweeping Atlanta. And he told him, not this year, not this year. And then he proceeded to get swept again. No, this wasn't that this time. This time, Kawhi look, I'm going to show everybody what I'm made of, everybody that talked bad about me, that villainized me because I wasn't playing when you thought I was healthy enough to play. I'm going to show y'all how real I am. And he's done it this whole playoffs, man. And the Toronto Raptors rolls with him. Guys like Fred VanVleet. And I know I've criticized Kyle Lowry heavily. I've always heavily criticized Kyle Lowry. But he finished last night. What Kyle had? 17 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. A very, very solid stat line. I got to give it to him, man. Pascal Siakam. I like Siakam, man. I like him. He going to be an all-star. He going to be a guy that's going to be a continuous all-star in this league. I really, really like that dude, man. 18 points, 4 rebounds, man. Sometimes he shoots the ball a little too much. Sometimes even from outside, but I like him, man. He get the job done. He doing his thing. The Toronto Raptors grew up, man. They are no longer herbivores. Now they're carnivores. They eat meat now. They hunters now. They're not getting hunted. They hunters now. And it shows from the way that they playing right now. It looks great, man. I got to give it up to him, man. Nick Nurse gets these guys. He gets them up to play. They play for him. He keep their energy high at all times. And although I didn't agree with the Dwayne Casey firing, I didn't agree with that because I feel like Dwayne could have had them at this point with the Kawhi Leonard and a LeBron James-less Eastern Conference. Because let's be real, last year they ran into a buzzsaw named LeBron James. They could not stop. LeBron was playing at an all-time high. And I really feel like that wasn't Dwayne Casey's fault. Some of the players, Kyle Lowry in particular, was coming up short. DeMar DeRozan had some bad games too. So it was what it was. But they ran into the greatest player, one of the greatest players to ever play this game at his height during that playoff run. So, I didn't agree with the Dwayne Casey firing because he won Coach of the Year and got fired in the same year, which is crazy. But I think, did he win Coach of the Year the year before, NBA Coach of the Year the previous year? And then got fired? Y'all correct me. But anyway, man, Nick Nurse getting these boys up to play basketball. And let me say this too. Kawhi Leonard got to be commended excellent defense on Giannis Antetokounmpo or Antetokounmpo, Greek Freak, whatever y'all like to call him. Giannis shoots like 58% during the regular season. He shot like 58%, nearly 60% from the field, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal. When Kawhi Leonard was guarding him, the man was shooting 35% from the field. That man had he had Giannis locked up. They won't let him out. He's locked up. They had that man. Kawhi had Giannis in administrative segregation, ad seg. And if y'all don't know what ad seg is, it's in the maximum security prisons. That's when they got 23-hour lockdown. When a prisoner is locked down for 23 hours of the day, they only let him out to shower and exercise for that 1 hour. That's how Kawhi Leonard was locking up Giannis. Kawhi's second half output, he had like 19 in the second half. His second half output overall almost equaled Giannis's whole game averages. His second half almost equaled Giannis's whole entire game averages, man. Kawhi was just that lethal, man. I gotta give it up to him, man. Kawhi, people they love to villainize Kawhi because he wasn't a guy to speak out. He wasn't a guy to just go and tell the media every single thing that was going on with him. He followed his head and not what the media wanted him to do or not what his teammates thought was best for him. He did what was best for him. He knew he wasn't 100% to play, and he didn't play because when you go out and try to be a hero, when you try to be Superman and you try to be a gladiator for the fans, you end up getting hurt worse than what you are because you came back too soon. Ask Brandon Roy. Ask him what happened. Ask what happened with Brandon Roy, man. They tried to villainize Kawhi because he wasn't giving them the access that they wanted. He wasn't giving them the interviews that they wanted. They wanted to hear from him why he's doing this, why is he doing that, what is his thoughts about the teammates coming at him. Kawhi like, look, I'm not giving y'all the luxury to know none of that. I'm gonna keep y'all blocked off from me, and I'm gonna keep my input to myself. And they got mad because they didn't get that access and made Kawhi the villain. They made him the villain. The Spurs fans did it because they were upset. They wanted to win a championship. They felt like they could have continued with Golden State had Kawhi been there. And maybe so, probably so. But he wasn't healthy, so it is what it is. But they tried to villainize Kawhi the same way they did Derrick Rose. But now Kawhi is showing you he really that deal. He really that real deal. And everybody needs to pay him because he tough like that. I knew Kawhi was tough when he locked up, when he didn't lock up, but he was doing a great defensive job on my boy LeBron James. That year they won the NBA Finals in 2014 when LeBron and them lost their series 4-1 against the Spurs. Kawhi was doing his thing and he won NBA Finals MVP, rightfully so. But yeah, man, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking like, wow, man, them boys played well. Fred VanVleet off the bench. God damn it, man. Fred VanVleet, man, I think he's from Illinois somewhere, too. I don't know if it's Rockford or somewhere. No, he went to Wichita State. He might be from Rockford. Y'all enlighten me. I'm from Chicago. I think he's from Rockford or something like that. But Fred VanVleet, man, my man had 14 points off the bench and 2 assists. And he's made his last 14 out of 17 threes. He's made his last 14 out of 17 threes, man. That's big time. See, when you got a bench player that can come out and provide that type of energy and provide that type of baskets, that type of scoring output, it alleviates how much pressure is on your stars or your star player. You know what I mean? They help him out a lot, and that means something. Like, again, Kyle Lowry showing up and not finishing the game with a donut hole and had 17 points, 8 assists and 5 rebounds. I got to salute the young man. I give him a lot of criticism on his channel. I killed him in one video, but he played well, man. He did his job and he did his thing, and he came out and played very well. So hats off to him, man. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. People love to hate Kawhi. They love to criticize him. Skip Baylor's gonna be sick. He probably gonna suit out in a whole Golden State uniform for this first episode of First Take before the NBA Finals start. He might get in full Golden State uniform just because he that mad at Kawhi for leaving the Spurs. But nonetheless, man, Kawhi, great job, man. Great job. I know those fans are ecstatic. I know they erupting, man. They are erupting. In his first year, he helps them boys get to the promised land, and he made a huge difference for this team. And the fans gonna be amped. It's gonna be exciting to watch. I hope and pray that Toronto doesn't get swept. I believe that Golden State is gonna win this series, though. I believe that. But I believe they'll probably go to 6. If it goes 7, It'll shock the hell out of me, but I'll be glad about it because it's more basketball for me to watch. And the season won't be over with yet because I'm a huge basketball fanatic. So I'm hoping that it goes at least 6. I'm saying 6. I think Golden State will win 4-2. If Kevin Durant comes back at any point, I think it should be a 4-2 finish. If he's anything close, remotely close to what he usually is, it may be 4-2. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But I got to give it up to Kawhi, man. Even when Kawhi sat on the bench, though, the team went on a 9-2 run. So it shows you what this team is made of. Marc Gasol only finished with 6 points, but he hit 2 big 3-point shots that was like shocked the hell out of me. But I mean, well, Marc has been known to, increase his range, but nonetheless, he's still a big man. But it shows you where the league is now. We got big men out there shooting threes out there on the island. That's crazy how the league has evolved so much. But I'm happy for Kawhi, happy for the Toronto Raptors fans. You all deserve it. And let's see what y'all can do against the Golden State Warriors, man. I got the Golden State Warriors winning in 6. Hopefully it goes 7, but I still got Golden State winning this series in general. If Kawhi pulls this off, I'm thinking ain't no way in hell he can leave Toronto if he win a championship in Toronto. I'm thinking he can't leave. He got to defend it again. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Peace.